The question is, what advice would you give a 20-year-old? I would say a couple things. Number one, don't ever care what people think about you. Okay, the sooner you become not insecure, the happier you will be in life. And every entrepreneur that's changed the world has never cared what people think about them. They've lived their lives on their own terms. A lot of them, don't wear the right clothes, their hair is messy, and eventually they become very wealthy and they hire a stylist to help out. I know a lot of tech entrepreneurs that, just live their lives on their own terms. They dress differently. They dye their hair. They just don't care what people think of them. And the second you start living your life on your own terms is the second that you become very successful and much happier too. Okay, so number one, live your life on your own terms. Don't give a damn what anybody thinks of you because, someone else's opinion of you does not have to become your reality. Okay, and I want you to live your life on your own terms. Otherwise, you'll always be other people's prisoners in your mind. And I want you to do and be what you want to be in life because you're passionate about it, because you see it as a passion, not a job, not because parents told you to do this. And I don't mean to disrespect parents because I know one of the 10 rules in life we have to live by is respecting our parents, and I do. But you should be the master of, your own career path. What is your purpose on this earth? What sector do you want to make a dent in? What do you want to do? What would make you happy? And if you chase money, then you're going to be miserable and you probably won't make very much. But if you chase your dreams, eventually, if you're cool with failing, and I hope you all fail a lot, and I say that with love in my heart, because every time you fail, you get closer to success. But if you focus on chasing your dreams and you're cool with failing, then an amazing thing will happen. Not only will your dreams come true, but you'll also end up making a lot of money. Even if you don't want to, it just happens. Like nobody has changed the world has done it just for money. They've done it because they love it. You look at all these incredible musicians or athletes. When they're up there performing, two things. Number one, they're not doing it for the money. They love what they do. They don't have a job, they have a passion. And number two, they don't give a damn what people think about them. And I love that about them. They're not insecure. They're not insecure because they're living their lives on their own terms. And if they did care what people thought about them, they wouldn't be able to be successful. I mean, imagine playing basketball and let's say you're Kobe or somebody that's not retired. You're Kyrie Irving, who my son Matthew loves. When you're on the court, if you're Kyrie, if you're just focused on, God, what is the audience thinking about me? God, is the coach really happy with my performance? Do my teammates approve of me? Does the other team think I have kind of a weird haircut? I know it sounds crazy, but Kyrie would not be successful in basketball if he thought of those things, because that would take away from him focusing on his passion and his love for the game. We don't have time for that. By the same token, movie stars, they don't really care as well. They get up on the stage and this is a fake Oscar from my complete presentation course, but they're not nervous when they get up there because they've learned not to care what other people think of them. Same thing with entrepreneurs that are successful. They don't care what people think about them. Humanitarians are like this too. Nelson Mandela, God bless his soul. He doesn't care. He never cared what people thought of him. He just did in his heart what he thought was right. And he said that education is the most powerful weapon that we can use to change the world. And I believe it. Malala, God bless her. She's one of my idols, one of my heroes. She doesn't care what people think about her. She marches to the beat of her own drum. And she's helped change education forever because of her incredible act of getting shot and standing up to the Taliban and demanding rights for women to education. God bless her. God bless her. So you can't care what people think about you. You just got to do what you are meant to do in life. And if you're older and you haven't discovered your passion yet, that's cool. Don't worry about it. Because the average age of somebody starting a company in America, for example, is over 50. And the average lifespan for people on this planet is 26 years longer today than it was back in the 1950s. So if you're 46 right now, you're actually 20. And so this question was about what advice would you give a 20-year-old? Well, I'm giving this advice to a 46-year-old as well, and to everybody on this call. Live your life on your own terms. Do what you want to do in life that makes you most happy. Don't give a damn what other people think of you. And I want you to always say 3 words and then fill in the blank. Those 3 words are as follows. I don't care, then fill in the blank. I don't care what people think of what I'm wearing. This is a great movie, by the way. I don't care what people think of my career choice. I don't care what people think of my hair. I do a little bit because I'm thinning a bit here. I don't care what my friends think of what I want to do in life. I don't care what people think of my girlfriend or whatever it is. I don't care what people think of my house. I don't care if people find out that I'm older and I still play video games like Red Dead Redemption 2, which is the best game ever. It's dope. I don't care if you're laughing at me right now. I just want to, and I'm saying this with love in my heart for all of you, to just live your life on your own terms. And just know that there's no limits to what you can achieve in this life if you set your mind to it. And you're going to find that the busier you are, the more stuff you get done. There's a great saying, which is, if you want something to get done, give it to a busy person. So stay busy. It'll keep you out of trouble as well. I also want you to cut off everybody in your life that's negative. Everybody. When I was 20, for me, it was, 5 or 6 strikes, you're out. For me today, it's 1 strike, you're out. Out. Americans on the call, it's not out. It's out. We say Canada out. Okay, that's the right way to say it. But just cut everybody off that's negative because they're bringing you down. And what a waste of time it is being friends with those people anyway, because that friendship is not going to last longer term. And you're going to look back and say to yourself, why did I waste all that time with them? Why did I waste all that time? I could have spent more time with my dad and my mom and the people that matter to me in life. So you are a product of your surroundings, your environment. I want you to cut off everybody that's negative. And in terms of your overall environment, spruce it up, make yourself happier. You set the soundtrack to your own life. So listen to music that inspires you. That's your environment. I listen to a lot of Hans Zimmer. His soundtrack to the movie Interstellar gets me in a peak mental state. I change my environment that way. I change my environment by consuming the right products as well. Be a snob when it comes to your diet, vitamins and everything, right? It'll help you live longer and think more clearly. And if you want to, you can't, this is a little out there, but your question was, what advice do I give to a 20-year-old? You can't reverse aging, but you can slow it down. And so little things like wear sunblock all the time when you put your face cream on in the morning, like 30 SPF, right? If you get into that habit now in your 20s, then, when you're in your 50s and 60s, you'll look like you're in your 30s, okay? And then just set big goals, big audacious goals, okay? BHAG, very big, hairy, audacious goal, they call it, right? And just know that you can accomplish anything. Write down your goals often too, and update them often. Write down your goals and put them in your calendar on your handset. Make it private if you want, but repeat it every single day, those goals. So you see them every day. Every day at 5 a.m., boom, alert. Here's your goals in life. Update them often. And something amazing will happen. You'll get to a point where you're like, dude, I've accomplished most of these. And I can humbly say I've accomplished almost all of them. There's some I haven't yet in my life. One of them is to get a black belt in karate. I got into a car accident in 2009. Actually 2008, sorry. And because of that, my back's kind of messed up and I had to stop at a orange belt, but screw it. I'm going to find a way to cure this spine of mine and go back and get that black belt. But there's no limits to what you can achieve in life, but just write down your goals. Write down your goals often. And one last thing I want to say, and you know who you are when I say this. Do you remember a while back, you set this goal in your life? And it's almost like you could see the top of the mountain. There it is. That's my goal. And then you started working towards this goal. Okay, you're getting closer. Oh my God, I'm getting closer to the top of the mountain. This is great. I can see it's getting bigger. And all of a sudden, one thing happens. You start veering this way, and you're lost, and you can't see the top of the mountain anymore. What's going on? Just know, just understand that you're getting closer to your goal. You're getting closer to the top of the mountain. You just can't see it because you're halfway up the mountain and you just can't see the top. I want you to set audacious goals. I want you to write them down often. And I want you to also vocalize your goals. I want you to tell people about your goals, your friends, your family. Because if you tell people about your goals, then eventually they'll become true. And I want you to set deadlines for your goals too. You know, most people that set their New Year's resolutions, they give up on them by the third week of January. Why? Because they didn't write down a deadline date. I want you to write a deadline date. You know, for example, where's my first book? I wrote a deadline date on this one, okay? Otherwise, I'd never have gotten it done. I wrote a deadline date. And actually, I did something to motivate myself. I bought the cover, and I had this wonderful woman in Bangladesh over Fiverr.com make this cover. But I bought just the cover of the book, right? And the inside was empty. And I put the cover on the outside of another book before I wrote the book. And I put it on my desk. And I made it sit there for months and months and months. And I told myself, I'm not taking that book off until I get it. And I started telling people that I was going to write a book. And because I said it, I vocalized my goal. And I eventually set a deadline. I got it done. It's kind of like when you're younger and you have a picture of a car on the wall, right? When you're younger, you dreamed. Well, now you're older. I want you to still dream, but dream bigger. You know, just because we're older doesn't mean we can't be a kid at heart again. You know, when I was younger, I used to laugh so hard until it hurt. Remember those days? Then I started working for other people and I stopped laughing. I stopped being myself until I started my own company. And now I live my life on my own terms. And my raison d'être, my reason for being, my purpose, is to help you, my students, my customers, live your life on your own terms. Now I got to share with you one of my goals, okay? And I'm giving myself a deadline too. This is a fake Oscar, okay? This is a prop for my complete presentation course. I want to get an Oscar for Best Business Documentary in 10 years, okay? This is my goal. This is my goal. And this is a replica of the real thing. It's 13.5 pounds, heavy for me, 13.5 inches tall. You got 5 little canisters there, film canisters representing the original 5 branches of the Academy. I suck at film editing. I'm getting better, but I vocalized my goal. There it is. Now I have to work towards it because I vocalized it. I want you all to do the same thing.